Hi there, Jackie.
Hi.
So today we're going to be doing something a little different. I just wanted to do a little Q&A. Basically a person with no mental illness asking a person with mental illness some questions that anybody might have. So the first question I'm going to start with is, what disorder do you have? It's bipolar, and what type is it?
Type 1.
And how many types of bipolar?
Rapid cycling, mixed episodes, and mild OCD tendencies.
How many different types of bipolar are there?
6.
Wow, that seems like quite a few different types of bipolar. So is it fair to assume then that people who have bipolar, you cannot expect the same thing from any of them? They'll all act different in their own way, yet still have similarities?
Yeah, there's some symptoms that we may share, but other symptoms that we might not necessarily. But when I was in the mental hospital, I met someone that has like almost the exact same diagnosis as me, and I found like there was nothing that we didn't have in common. We were both high achievers in school and work, and that's not a very common trait among other types of bipolar. A lot of people find it hard to struggle in everyday, just to make it through everyday life, just to make it to work and make it through a day and make it to class and hand in assignments and whatever.
Okay. My next question is, do you think that, for example, people who have similar types of bipolar, is it easier for them to understand each other, or is it easier for an outsider to understand? Or how does it compare to, I guess, trying to talk about how you're feeling with someone who's normal as opposed to someone who shares a lot of similarities with you?
When I meet normal people, I don't, like if I don't know if they have a mental illness, I won't mention the fact that I have a mental illness until I kind of get a feel for the person and feel if they're going to be sympathetic towards it or not. If I know the person has a mental illness, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be bipolar or anything similar to me, if I know they have a mental illness, I can connect with them like almost instantly. Like 2 weekends ago, I went out with my cousin, and I met my my cousin's friend's daughter, who I've never met before. Heard lots about her in the past, but never actually met her. And she has schizoaffective disorder, and I connected with her like almost immediately. We know, like, I've known this girl for literally 10 minutes, and I'm already finishing her sentences for her or helping her finish her thoughts. So yeah, definitely you can connect with people that have mental illnesses in general. It doesn't have to be necessarily the same illness as you. For me?
Okay, fair enough. The next question I had, actually I don't even know if this is a question, but you did a video yesterday, I believe, talking about stigma, about how people are generally fearful of people with mental illness, like they're unstable. So the thing I wanted to bring up was you also had another event that had happened in the past at a Walmart when you had some kind of episode, and you were with your daughter and your aunt, and what happened was there was a greeter at Walmart, and when she saw how distraught and upset you were acting, she made a comment to the like of, "I feel sorry for your daughter." So do you think that there's also a stigma out there that people with mental health problems can't be good parents, or they get looked down on, like people judge you like right away, like you're not as good a parent?
100%.
Yeah? Can you tell me how that makes you feel, and what maybe you can teach people who are ignorant about that?
It makes me feel like no matter what I say or do, I can't convince anyone that I'm going to be a normal parent, what is a normal parent, I don't fucking know, but like, with me especially, like, I always put other people before myself. I think that's part of the reason why I have eating problems and things like that, because I just care that little about myself that I'd rather make sure my daughter is happy and, you know, has a clean diaper and clean clothes on her back and is having a good day. And if she's having a good day, then I'm having a good day. So there's definitely a stereotype, I guess, that people with mental illnesses aren't the best parents. They may be neglectful, or I don't know what what other normal people may be thinking about it, but I do my best every single day to be the best mom I can. This kid is my world. Oh.
Well, for the record, I think you're a wonderful mother, and I guess I'm a little biased because I'm your husband, but I'm not totally blind. I can see you're an amazing mother who cares for her child. So moving on from that, the next thing I wanted to talk about was okay, so the next question is going to hit a bit closer to home a little bit. It's basically, what advice do you have for people who have mental health illnesses when they're in relationships, like how to get through their struggles that obviously having a mental health issue is going to bring to the table. For example, we've been together a long time, and in the beginning, for the first 2 years, everything was like, you know, like total honeymoon phase. Then unfortunately your mother had a stroke and your bipolar symptoms really started to manifest themselves. How important is it, you know, communication to teach people? Because for me it's been a learning experience over 4+ years on how to deal with, cope with, but most importantly in how to understand you. So for me personally, the most important thing is learning how to understand your significant other and their illness. But what advice can you give to help people have their relationships stay strong and not fall apart because of mania type events between couples?
Sometimes you can't trust your own thoughts, if that makes any sense. And for me, like, sometimes I just need to like remove myself from whatever situation I'm in so that I can actually think clearly. So that place for me is usually my aunt's house, which is like 40 minutes from my house, and I'll usually end up just spending like a night there so I can just like reset, clear my heads, and just get like all the, you know, the thoughts and crap sorted out. And sometimes it takes longer than that, and sometimes I struggle with it for weeks, but sometimes you just need like one person in your life to just give it to you like it's straight sometimes, you know. And for me, that person is definitely my brother. And I think it helps that he has a mental illness himself, and he can definitely wear the shoes that I walk in. So sometimes you really do need that wake up call, so to speak, I guess. And advice for significant others, I guess, is, you know, you just have to exercise patience. I know it's difficult, and I know it's hard, and we say things sometimes that we really don't mean when we're in bad places. And I'm thankful that I have a husband in my life that is very forgiving and doesn't hold a lot of things against me, and does his best, even though he doesn't have a mental illness himself, to better understand especially my mental illness, my mind state, how I'm feeling when I'm struggling. And he always tries to do his best just to be there for me, even if that's all he can really do is just be there. So that's probably the best advice I could give to a spouse, is to just be patient and be there, and just I know how hard it is to try to understand when you're not the one having the irrational thoughts, but just try to be patient and try to let them work out what they need to, because if we can't work it out ourselves, then we are fully capable, you know, of just like brushing it under the rug for a few weeks and then it re-emerging when it pops back up in our minds. So it's easier to deal with the demons as they come and get rid of them, not, you know, take slow stabs at them and then have an army waiting for you. So, thank you to my husband for this little interview type thing. It was a good idea. And to all my followers, like, subscribe, leave me a comment below, and until next time, remember, stay strong, and you're never alone.
No, that's right. You're never alone. And I'd like to actually end that video by giving one tip of advice as well. If you're going to be with somebody who has mental health illness of any kind, just make sure you love them with all your heart, because you're going to go through a lot of stuff that normal people aren't, and you need to be ready for it. You need to understand what unconditional love is, and you need to understand that no matter how many mistakes they make, as long as they love you, you need to be there for them, because you're just going to go through rough times, but that doesn't mean to say that you're not going to go through the most amazing times. So like as my wife was trying to say with a straight face, like, subscribe, and remember, until next time, stay strong, and you're not alone.